Hello, my name is Joshua Roth, and I am the Site Administrator of the Pennsylvania Lumber Museum. The PA Lumber Museum is located in Potter County, Pennsylvania, halfway between the communities of Gailton and Coudersport, right on Route 6. And today I'd like to tell you a little bit about our facility and what you might experience if you come here for a visit. The idea for a Pennsylvania Lumber Museum really began in the 1960s with a group called the Penn York Lumbermen's Club. They worked in conjunction with the PA Historical and Museum Commission to fundraise and develop this site, which opened to the public in 1970. Over the years, we've added various exhibits and attractions, growing our campus and offerings, and in 2020 we celebrated our 50th anniversary as a state historic site. Visitors to the PA Lumber Museum will learn about human beings' relationship to Pennsylvania's forests over time. We do that through a variety of exhibits located across our 10-acre campus. You will start your experience in the Visitor Center building. It has our orientation film, main exhibit gallery, a museum gift shop, and other accommodations for visitors. Our core exhibit is titled Challenges and Choices in Pennsylvania's Forest. So the choices part of that indicates that as people, one of the most basic choices we can make when dealing with the forest is either to leave a tree standing or cut a tree down and use it. The challenge is balancing those two different operations. There were times in Pennsylvania's history where those were not in balance, either when William Penn arrived and settled the colony in the 1600s, Pennsylvania was mostly covered with forest. By the time we reached the early 20th century, most of our forests had been cut down and used. Today, and fortunately through scientific management practices and sustainable forestry, we are back and have a robust and working forest in PA. And this exhibit talks about the arc of that history and guides people through it to inform them so that they may be able to make better choices as forest landowners or citizens about how they use and interact with our forests. Some of the fun parts of this exhibit are the interactives. We have a variety of places where you can get hands-on with history. We have some racing locomotives that you can turn a crank and power the locomotive up a hill. We have a log raft sweep that you can jump on a tilting platform and pretend you're piloting a raft down of one of Pennsylvania's rivers. If you look over your head, you'll see a giant raft sweep that is actual size that was used on a Pennsylvania log raft. We have a Model T runabout in another section of the exhibit. That classic car was used by the first director of Susquehannock State Forest to traverse more than 200,000 acres of forest land. So lots to see and do in the main exhibit gallery of the PA Lumber Museum. From there, the rest of the exhibits are outside on the grounds in various buildings. One section of the exhibit is a recreated turn of the 20th century lumber camp that gives folks an idea what life was like for Pennsylvania woodhicks and what their life was like working in the woods around the turn of the 20th century. We also have a recreated steam-powered circular sawmill. That mill is operational, and we run it 3 or 4 times a year during various special events that we have at the museum. We have a birch still exhibit that talks about the process of extracting birch oil, which was commonly known as spirits of wintergreen. We have an extensive exhibit on the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps. That was a 1930s works progress program during the Great Depression, started by Franklin Roosevelt, that put young men back to work. We have a cabin that was constructed by the CCC, originally built in a different part of Potter County, but it was relocated to the museum in 1992. And today we use that as an interpretive vehicle to talk about the types of projects that the CCC was undertaking and the lasting impact and legacy that they left on Pennsylvania's natural landscape. One of our newest exhibits is the Bob Weber Cabin. That was moved to the site in 2018, and it tells the story of Bob Weber and his wife Dottie. They lived a really off-the-grid lifestyle. They had a very small cabin they built by themselves in the 1960s. No plumbing, electricity, or running water. They lived in that space for almost 50 years and worked tirelessly to connect people in Pennsylvania with what they felt was our greatest natural resource, the forest. Our Brookville building houses a Brookville diesel locomotive. It was constructed in 1945 and was used at a tannery in Elk County to transport hides and bark to and from the various operations of that business. The Pennsylvania Lumber Museum hosts a variety of special events throughout the year. Our most famous event is definitely our Bark Peelers Festival. That's held every year over the 4th of July weekend. The two-day event features a variety of contests, demonstration, food, craft vendors, and live music. Some of the special events that are open to public participation are the greased pole contest, two-person cross-cut saw contest, log rolling on the ground with peavies, and then log burling in our pond. Other events throughout the year include a spring and fall antique show. We also have a Halloween-themed event in October, a Santa-themed event in December, and a variety of events focused on outdoor recreation opportunities over the winter. You can always visit our website or Facebook page for more information and specific dates and times for those events. The museum's website is www.lumbermuseum.org. It contains a variety of information about our hours of operation and schedule for special events. You can email the museum if you have questions at palumbermuseum@gmail.com or call us at 814-435-2652. For more information about the other attractions that you can see in the area surrounding the Lumber Museum, go to visitpotter-tioga.com. On behalf of all the staff and volunteers at the PA Lumber Museum, we look forward to seeing you during your next visit to our area.